WAHHR, Alabama Hip Hop Radio, online worldwide, with the dopest radio station on the planet. A new way to listen.
Welcome to Port City Unplugged. My name is Ty Burton, also known as Chocolate Ty, and I am here getting you the facts as we are going into the mayoral candidate race for Prichard. The city of Prichard has a very hot race, and I have one of the top candidates with me today, Mr. Lorenzo Martin. How are you, Lorenzo?
Beautiful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here with us today. So we're going to get right into it. Tell us why you are the best candidate for this job.
I am the candidate that's ready for day one as mayor. I would not be running if I did not think I was qualified and best for the city at this time. We've put the work in, we put the study in, we've gotten the certification and the qualifications. That doesn't make us perfect, but it's sure to make us willing to do the things needed for the city of Prichard.
Tell us about the study.
The study, some of the things, of course, life gives you a study by itself. But of course, my 8-year term as council, one of the strongest things that I wanted to do is I wanted to get more on the legal side of things, because that was the upside of Prichard and the downside at the same time, because we wasn't operating fully. And I went back to school and got a degree in legal studies and also got a degree in business.
So that was the question. That's one of the questions for you. What have you been doing the past 5 years?
Yes. Of course, going to college took up a lot of time, but nothing take up more time than quality time with family.
Okay. So
we have businesses, my wife and I, Valerie, and our 4 kids. So that is occupying majority of my time, especially being a small business and entrepreneur. It is a day-to-day grind.
When I first met you, your kids were small.
Yes.
And so it was 8 years on the council, and now another 5 years. So tell us tell us about the kids of Val, what y'all got going.
The kids are doing great. I can't be more thankful unto the Lord, first of all, for allowing all of my kids to graduate high school. My daughter just graduated Blunt High School, and also having my kids finishing college, their college studies. But we also have an 8-year-old. And so we're starting over. So I encourage anyone. He's a blessing to our family. For us to be able to raise him and to start over again is a beautiful thing.
Okay. So what are your top 3 priorities for the city right now?
With my knowledge and experience of being in government in Prichard, we have to be accountable in our finances. There's no ifs and buts about that. We have to be accountable to the finances that we're already receiving for us to be more suitable for the finances that I believe that we can acquire in growth and business. Second thing is our public safety, our police and fire. It can't be second to none with our police and fire. And the third thing is we have to grow our business community. We have to have economic development. We have to develop our business community. And I think it comes from within. It comes from those students at Blunt High School and the students at Viger, those that have a love and a passion for Prichard.
It does. So I have to ask all the hot questions from the community. And one of the biggest questions is, what is your position concerning Prichard Water and Sewer Board?
One thing for sure, and another for certain, we have to have healthy and affordable water in Prichard. There's a resolve to that. We now know that our system need an upgrade, and that upgrade can be in the neighborhood of $100 million. I got a conversation yesterday that there's possible that money available to us, but the options are limited. So I can't wait to hear that the money is available, but also what are the options that we're going to have to consider for that possibility of healthy and affordable water.
Very good. So what do you think is the solution for the Prichard citizens' high water bills?
We're going to have to fix the system. We cannot have an old system operating in 2025. You can't take new money and spend it on old wineskin, as the scripture would say. And we're going to need a substantial amount of money in order to do that. And to make it fair, the answer of Mars providing us water, I don't think that's the final answer. I think we're going to have to take care of our infrastructure. And without a consistency of growth and to ask for that to be done on the backs of the water customers now, it's not a good ask. So what we're going to have to do is bring the system up to par and then allow the system to pay a fair market value for the water.
Okay. What are your solutions for the city's high crime statistics?
It's a lot of answers to that. My brother Kendrick Jermaine Martin was killed as a teenager at McDonald's, shot and killed. So I've always lived with that. And the biggest thing I've told many over the years that I've had an opportunity to speak to is that retaliation. Retaliation causes a lot of problems, because I was that kid. I was that angry person that wanted to do something to somebody because somebody had done something to my family member. And if you don't do anything with that, social media is not so you can just post that someone just died. That family that had that harm done to them, that sister, that brother, that niece, they need someone to hug them, someone to communicate with them, because they're not expecting to do anything wrong. But when they see that person that done harm to their family in the mall, then it's going to go down in the mall. And that's the way that we better handle that. Our police department has to inform the community of what's going on so we can communicate with those young people that have those type of thoughts and desire to do those type of actions.
We hear a lot from the victims' families, and it's heartbreaking to hear their stories. And so, in a leadership position, what do you say to the victims' families and to the police department?
You have to be sensitive. I don't think people are as sensitive as they are, especially in the black community. It is very devastating, first of all, for a loved one to be shot and to be killed, their life to end so shortly, but also to go through our traditional funeral services, to bring a family in, to wait 2 weeks before the funeral, and to sit in the church and to hear the sermon and the cries. Those things are traumatizing. And a lot of times it's a mental state that you end up in, and you desire to harm someone else, desire to harm yourself. We have to stop that cycle and just revisit the way that we do the actions after the death of a loved one, and understand it's very, very sensitive.
It's very much a sensitive subject. Do you have any ideas around improving police community relations?
Yes. In my experience as a coach, I never met a bad kid. You've met kids that have some challenges, some kids that want to test you sometimes. We have to start young. Right now, we don't have a quality park and recreation department to work with our youth. And it's not all centered around sports. Of course, sports has a lot to do with it. But there are some poets, there are some artists. There's a lot of talent in our community. And our young people just want to be heard. And we have to produce those atmospheres in which they can be themselves and find something other than something negative that they can expound upon and believe for in their own lives.
Do you have any ideas around programs for the youth?
Yes, the city of Prichard should look like the people that live there. The art and culture. I was able to go to the city of Atlanta and visit the owner of Chick-fil-A that built a community only for those that want to express their creativity in that whole environment. The whole entire city of Prichard needs to be turned into that type of environment, that you could be creative. Just come to us on those talents or those possible things that you have passion about. And we should, and we have to find a way for you to exercise them.
Absolutely. Do you have a strategy for attracting businesses and creating jobs in Prichard?
My main goal that I've gone all the way to Washington, D.C. about is that we have to improve Highway 45. And I'm going to say it again. We have to improve Highway 45.
When did you go to D.C. and why did you go?
I went on numerous occasions. And one of those occasions because of the infrastructure and also Highway 45 and ALDOT. Highway 45 right now is only being resurfaced, only because they want to avoid the law. And the law is that if you bring it up to code, then you're going to have to upgrade sidewalks, you're going to upgrade lighting. If you visit Highway 45, it wasn't from the community of the businesses, the lighting on 45 wouldn't be there appropriately for the people. There's not sidewalks there. I don't know any other highway that have the inroads that we have. Every block intersects you to Highway 45. So you could have a great deal of walking traffic there. It shouldn't be less than 5 lanes. It should not be less than 5 lanes. It should be an overpass that you can walk over and actually enjoy both sides for whatever it is that you need. And right now, without having public transportation, we owe it to the citizens to at least make things walking distance.
Very good. What sustainability initiatives are you prioritizing?
Sustaining the city is revenue. When we look at our neighboring cities, we all see them. We all brag about how well they're doing. When you can have consistent revenue coming from a business source. Right now, if I want to buy a mattress, I have to go over to Mobile. If I want to buy a new car, I have to go over to Mobile. If I want to buy a shirt and tie, I have to go over to Mobile. Those things has to come to Prichard. We're spending the money anyway. We just need avenues where we can spend them in the city of Prichard. If my children need a new pair of shoes, I have to leave the city of Prichard. That can't be. The only way we're going to sustain ourselves, we have to become self-sufficient on the things that we need.
How do you ensure transparency and accountability in your administration? And do you have any thoughts on things that have happened in the past?
Yes. My way, I believe, is that we have to open the doors, open the books, open the computers. There needs need to be twice a year we have open house. How many shovels, how many cars, how many vehicles do we own? And people should be aware of that. And we should celebrate it. Things should be identified. It should not be a mystery. We should not be repeating and spending things and buying things that we've already purchased before. We just have to be accountable in the action of things we're doing. And every department and every department head has to be held accountable. For those things that are purchased for that department, you can't come back the following year and no one can find it or it's misplaced. Those kind of things cannot stay consistent in the city of Prichard and grow.
What do you want to do different than what you've seen in the past?
Definitely being able to be a mayor that understands government. And that is the council make decisions on all the finances, all the properties, all contracts, and all agreements. The mayor handles day-to-day operation and the employees. If we allow government to be ran as it has been set up, as it has been intended to be, as we see our neighboring cities, we're going to see a much productive council meeting. We should be celebrating after every council meeting because we should be accomplishing some things that we otherwise would not have. It shouldn't be a time of being confrontational and just delaying things. It should be productive. And that would be my goal as the mayor of the city of Prichard.
Very good. And I only have a few more questions
Okay.
for you. What steps are you taking to increase, what steps would you like to take to increase civic engagement?
Right now, citizens want to be heard. And every question or every concern is a good question and a good concern. It's some people got some great ideas. You can't look at the way they dress. You can't look at what they're driving. You can't look at, their home may not be as big as yours, but they have some brilliant ideas. Prichard have so many people that have lived in this city for years, some people all their lives. They have seen the up and they've seen the down. You have to hear those individuals. Those are the type of people I like to put a camera in front of and document because they are the game changers. They are the city changers because they have the concept of the old candy we used to eat called the now and the later. They understand both dynamics of it. And sometimes we move as younger people. I'm not as young as I used to be. And we don't recognize where we came from and how things used to be. So we have to recognize that as we move forward to the future.
Recognizing the past is very important.
Yes.
You are a small business owner yourself.
Yes.
What do you think is, what do you have as a priority for helping young entrepreneurs and small business owners to come into Prichard?
We have to offer game. OG. It used to be original gangster, but it's not original gangster anymore. It's offering game. We have to offer game to our young people. And at a young age, I've been blessed to go into both blunt and Viagra and bring samples of product and debate to show them what I've done and how I've done it, an example of the struggles and how to make a product a reality.
So tell us a little bit about your product and how you made it into a reality.
We have multiple products that's right now in the stores. We have a hot sauce that's currently in the stores. We own the barcode, the name, the company. It's called Samuel's Hot Sauce. We're also on Hayes Davis. Hayes Davis, a 100-year-old company plus.
Is that sausage? What's Hayes Davis?
That is hot sausage. Yes, they did a multitude of meats. We own the company called Samuel's, under the Samuel's brand. Yes, and we also have a seasoning, which is called Creole Season Salt, Samuel's Creole Season. We have a pork skin, a bag of pork skin, which is also called Samuel. So no one can tell me it can't be done because we're doing it. We also have a uniform store there on Highway 90 in Pleasant Valley, in Mobile. And we're looking to grow the city in that capacity because there are people that are hungry. There are people that have desires, and the only thing they need is a little assistance and a little help.
So you're not running for the salary?
I'm not running for the salary, no. I'm running for my passion, my love. I had to get approval from my family that they know the commitment that I have, and I give 110%. And it was a beautiful thing when my family said, this is something that we need to do. My daughter was actually born on election day.
Oh, wow.
Her birthday is August the 26th. The first time I ran, my wife actually was out pregnant with my daughter, and she went into labor the next day.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, we have an election baby.
You have an election baby.
We're committed
That's
to
good.
this. And it was a wonderful thing when my kids arranged a photo out for us to take pictures for the election. I can't tell you how that felt to know that they are committed and they are involved to what's going on.
So, but here's my messy question. People were saying that you're not from Prichard.
I am more from Prichard than I think most would know.
Okay, tell
born
us
and
about
raised
it.
there in Bessemer Project.
Okay.
Grandmother there. Of course, I cannot control my parents marrying and moving and that type of thing. Of course, that's my McPherson side of the family.
Okay.
Won't be McPherson, my grandfather, and Sally B. McPherson is my grandmother. We were born and reared right there in Bessemer Project. And I also have my mom's side, which is rooted in Trinity Garden, Samuel Martin, Evelyn Martin.
Okay.
So I grew up there in Bessemer and also grew up in Trinity Garden. Of course, my mom married. And when she married, we moved to the Maysville area, and I graduated from Williamson High School. But I tell you that immediately after I graduated, at 21 years old, I bought my first home in Prichard.
Okay.
And we've been there ever since. And we've built 2 new homes ever since then. So we've grown Prichard. And I've seen the example that if you build it, they will come.
That's
if you
right.
build it, they will come. We have enough vacant lots and abandoned houses that we should acquire multiple of families every year.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So that's what people want to know. People want to know who our choices are and why, right? People want to know why. And so I know I've asked you a few times, but why you and not any of the rest of them?
It's time. It's time that we make this different, we make this change. We're not talking about a long time, because I will fire myself. I don't need nobody to fire me. I don't think it takes 4 years. I know it doesn't take 4 years. In the first 125 days, we will have a blueprint. We will have a direction of where we'll be going. And we'll be solving most of our problems within that first 125 days. On day 1, we'll be able to advance the city. And you'll see immediate change. I promise you will see an immediate change, because nobody's the worst critic than I am of myself. And there's no nights of bedtime and sleep if things are not done, because I cannot rest with things not being accomplished. I'm a goal-driven person.
Okay.
And I like to write the vision down and make it plain that the Bible have written for us to do.
Very good. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate this.
I
Chocolate
appreciate-
tie. Can I say that?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Yes,
chocolate
of course.
tie. Got to give me a nickname. Well, my nickname is Tony. They call I
Okay.
raised as Tony Martin.
Okay,
Yes,
Tony.
Tony Martin. Most people don't know that. Tony Martin. Yes, yes.
Pretty Tony is what they call me. That's
Okay.
it. Very good. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
being
so
with
much.
us and informing the people. And this is Port City Unplugged. Thank you so much. This is Candidate Lorenzo Martin. And stay tuned, because we're going to keep you informed about the election in Prichard, August 26th.